staff with agile structures, growth opportunities, and recognition for excellence. Engagement and partnerships, building powerful connections across industry, government, and academia to amplify our reach and influence. Sustainable resource mobilization and stewardship, ensuring UG's legacy of impact through responsible resource management and environmental stewardship. Join us in
Please resume your seats as we wait for the council procession. Of the Transformation Assembly. Let's acknowledge him, please. To proceed, please join me in welcoming Mr. Joseph Odron Cancer, College Registrar, College of Education, who will deliver introductory remarks on behalf of the Registrar. A round of applause as he comes.
Thank you very much, Madam MC. Member of Council representing the Chancellor, the Provost of the College of Education, graduating students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, here in the Great Hall, and all those joining us from all over the world. A very good morning and salute all students. Ladies and gentlemen, before I resume my seat, it's my pleasant duty to call on the Dean of the School of Continuing Distance Education to graduating with us today. Welcome her with education policy in 2018, which informed major legislative reforms such as the Education Regulatory Bodies Act 2020. An active contributor to global higher education, including Chancellor award-winning scientist, life member of Ideas. He is widely respected for his visionary leadership and commitment to education excellence and sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. John Darcy Mensah to deliver the opening remarks.
Guest speaker, members of convocation, staff, students, alumni, new graduates, guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Chancellor of the University of Ghana, I am delighted to welcome you to today's gathering as we celebrate the achievements of our graduating students. This ceremony reflects the shared pride of the entire university community, with the achievements of our graduating students being the result of collective effort, with families, faculty, administrators, and funding partners all playing vital roles in the process. To our graduates, I offer my warmest congratulations. Your journey to this point has demanded perseverance, discipline, and sacrifice. Many of you have balanced your studies with work, family responsibilities, and financial pressures. Being here today is a confirmation of your resilience and determination, and we celebrate you for this accomplishment. Graduates, you enter the world at a time of rapid change and opportunity. Education, combined with initiative and integrity, remains one of the most powerful tools for transforming society, are meant not only for personal advancement, but for service to Ghana, Africa, and the wider world. The environment. I am glad to observe that we are already seeing the impact of our internationality in these areas. And as a university, we must continue to place the student experience valued and rich guests, speaker, ladies and gentlemen. It is now my pleasant duty to declare this assembly duly constituted for the award of degrees to successful graduates. It is customary for the Vice Chancellor to give a report at congregation on developments in the to present the report of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Nana Abba Apia Amfo, on the status of the university. Thank you.
Chair of Council, members of the University Council, improving efficiency, turnaround times, and service delivery. Global rankings and reputation. I'm particularly proud to highlight the university's exceptional performance in global university rankings, which reflect the strength of our academic enterprise and research environment. In the 2026 Times Higher Education World University Rankings, the University of Ghana emerged as Ghana's top performing institution in the key areas of research, environment, industry engagement, and international outlook. In the 2026 QS World University Rankings, the University of Ghana remains the highest ranked university in Ghana and West Africa, and among the leading institutions in Sub-Saharan Africa. We are also placed first in Ghana and second in West Africa in the inaugural Times Higher Education Interdisciplinary Science Rankings 2025, underscoring our strength in cross-disciplinary research. University of Ghana School of Law has been ranked the best in Ghana and West Africa. The Research and Innovation Directorate and our colleges executed 133 research agreements valued at over $41 million, demonstrating strong global confidence in the work of our faculty and researchers. The UG in Kebom Collaborative has been launched, aimed at empowering young people to transform Ghana's agri-food systems through inclusive youth-led solutions. An innovation enclave, a state-of-the-art facility established in partnership with Imperial College London and the Cosmos Innovation Center, has been commissioned to provide a maker space that enables students and researchers to translate ideas into impactful solutions addressing Africa's development challenges. Infrastructure. Mr. Chair, while infrastructure constraints remain a challenge, the university continues to expand facilities for student accommodation and to support teaching, learning, and research. Management of the university has supported the Student Representative Council, SRC, and Graduate Student Association of Ghana, GRASAC, on the initiation of a hostel project, the first phase of which will provide 5,000 beds for students. Preliminary work has started towards the construction of a 10,000 bed student hostel through a private-public partnership. This project will use prefabricated technology for the construction of the hostel at a cost-efficient measure. Achievements of our community. Our students, faculty, and alumni continue to bring honor to the university. Among many achievements, Eugene was adjudged National Best University in Practical Agriculture at the 2025 National Farmers' Day. Please give it up for us. The University of Ghana debate team emerged as 2025 Pan-African Universities debate champions. So I have a number of them. So when I finish all of them, then you do one big one. And then students of the UG School of Law won the 2025 YESUP Ghana Moot Court competition. The Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research has received national and global recognition for its contribution to health research, and 3 of our students have won international awards in sustainable food packaging design. Now you can do it better. Many of our faculty members have received prestigious international honors and recognition for excellence in their fields, and I'll mention a few. The former Vice Chancellor, Emeritus Professor Clifford Niboy Ego, the Pro-Vice Chancellor in charge of Academic and Student Affairs, Professor Gordon Awandari, and Professor Emmanuel Ohene Afuakwa, a member of faculty, have been honored for their respective contributions to mathematics and science excellence, biomedical research, and natural sciences at the 2025 Millennium Excellence Awards. Professor Wandari has also received the prestigious Bailey K. Ashford Medal in recognition of his outstanding leadership and contributions to global health research. And then Professor Elsie Efa Kaufman, Dean of the School of Engineering, has been formally inducted as an international fellow of the Royal Academy of Engineering, becoming the first Ghanaian ever to receive this prestigious honor. Please give them a round of applause. Madam VC is also pleased to mention that she has been appointed to the following high-level positions: the Chair of the Council of the Association of Commonwealth Universities, Vice Chair of the Worldwide Universities Network Partnership Board, and Association of African Universities Ambassador for Gender Equity and Social Inclusion. Please, a round of applause for our Vice Chancellor. She is humbled by these appointments, and she is sure that she speaks on behalf of all other members of the university community who have been honored or appointed to various high national and international bodies. And that it is achievements such as these that spur us on towards reaching excellence and maintaining high standards in our work. She encourages all of us as members, discipline and determination. Today marks both an ending and a beginning, the successful closure of one chapter of your lives and the beginning of another. And we proudly salute your achievements. As you step into the wider world, I urge you to uphold the values of excellence.
Thank you. It's now time to introduce the congregation speaker, Odate Fio. He has over a decade of experience across investment banking, management consulting, agri-finance, agribusiness, spanning London, Southeast Asia, and West and East Africa. Mr. Odate Fio for high-impact, crop-focused initiatives. These include climate-smart production systems, large-scale commercial farming ventures, and agricultural economic market linkage interventions that have connected more than 11,000 smallholder farmers. Previously, he worked as a senior consultant to Ghana's Ministry of Finance and the Millennium Development Authority, where he led the development and project management of a $50 million, 40,000-acre agricultural enclave program. Earlier in his career, he worked with Goldman Sachs in London and Sidevest Holdings in Accra. So that if you holds a Master of Arts in Economic Policy Management from the Premier University and a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science from Ashesi University. He has co-authored several thought leadership reports and is an Aspen Lesnick Leadership Scholar of the Aspen Institute. Please help me welcome Mr.
Good morning, graduates of 2026 College of Ed. So we thank God but you did a fantastic job and Ghana is proud of you. Distinguished, thank you. Please give it up for him. And then I got a call from my father saying that you will not go to Legon, you would go to Ashesi. And the first thing I checked was whether Ashesi actually offered any law degrees, only to realize that they offered computer science, management information systems, and business administration, courses I had no interest in. But I had to make a choice. And so I chose computer science because I heard that the business administration students submit assignments every week, and the computer science students submit assignments at the end of the semester. So I chose computer science. I realized it would afford me the liberty and the comfort to pursue other curricular activities. And so one day, as I made my way to the library of Ashesi University, I noticed an inscription on the door of the library that spoke about a club called the Africa Renaissance Movement. And it read, "We at the Africa Renaissance Movement are a movement of highly motivated individuals with a passion to make a difference for Africa." And I was like, fantastic, I want to be part of this club. So I quickly sought the leadership of the club and realized that all that they did was to sit down and discuss Africa's problems. I told them immediately that I wanted to take over the club as a freshman. They said, "Who the hell do you think you are?" And I told them to give me 6 months. I would come back and vie for the position of president of the Africa Renaissance Movement. Immediately, I convened about 70 of my friends in the freshman group, and we immediately started an educational project to transform the Rangoon Basic School in Labone. In 2 years, we had initiated programs from a debate club to mentorship programs to organizing the school's first ever speech and prize giving day since 1953. Then I came back to the leadership of the club, and I said, for the things that we've done, you have to give me this club. We took over the club. I was offered the Ashesi Student Council position. I rejected it because I believe that leadership is not about your status or an opportunity to serve 1,000. It's an opportunity to actually make a difference in that 1,000. And so we created an organization that had more funding than the Ashesi Student Council. We invested in projects that allowed us to invest in our community service program. Every single one of us were businessmen that relayed and invested every attribute and every funding we made from our projects into our educational fund. None of it went into our pockets. And so at this juncture, right after Ashesi, I had a lot of my friends, actually before I completed in my third year, a lot of my friends saying that as for Stephen, when we graduate, he's not going to get a job. Because throughout my entire period in Ashesi, it was all about the community service projects. Day in, day out, we'll travel to Diaponko in the Ashanti village, we'll go to Tolo Kombungu, and we even at the time felt that we could present a budget to the Ministry of Education to give us 5% of the educational budget to take the Ashesi Rangoon program national. We didn't succeed, but we built a value that most people yearn for. And so when I heard the comment about not getting a job after school, I decided to prove a point. I applied to Goldman Sachs in London, and out of 1,500 students in Africa, 5 from Ashesi, 1 from Zimbabwe when elected, and I was one of them. At the interview, they did not see a CV of internships, but they saw a CV of transformation. They wanted to find out how we had raised funding to support these educational projects. And that is what got me in. because passion in itself opens doors that resumes cannot. And this is exactly what I'm here to imbibe in you. So I made it to Goldman Sachs. It was a fantastic experience. I met so many people, and I did excellently well. I was offered a second stint, but if you remember, my journey to Goldman Sachs was only to just prove a point, because I just really couldn't connect how an Africa Renaissance Pan-Africanist could be sitting in the corridors of Goldman Sachs contributing to the economic rape of Africa. The diamonds, the golds, and all the mineral resources that we speak about is all traded up there. And I couldn't sit one more day as an investment trader contributing to that. So I came back home and took up a job with SageVest Holdings. The CEO, Kofi Kwakwa, was a Harvard-educated professional, a McKinsey-educated professional, and I thought he was the right fit for me to start an actual career in Ghana. 90% of the companies that SageVest Investments invested in were mostly in the agricultural space. And that is how I got into the agricultural space. I invested and appraised projects worth over $20 million in my 2-year stint. I was still not satisfied. I left SageVest Holdings and went into the world of management consulting and organic agriculture, raising funds for commercial ventures that saw prospects and probabilities and possibilities for the space. And during this time, I realized that I still hadn't gotten enough, and so I had to pursue my master's at the University of Ghana in economic policy management. It was then, at this point, after I finished my master's, that I decided to retire and do my own thing. So I came up with an idea to set up a TED-like event, as we called it HEAT. And the word HEAT Talks simply is inviting young, smart achievers in the health, energy, agriculture, and technology sectors to share their stories about what they were doing in the space. It was at this moment that the chief director of the Ministry of Finance at the time, in 2019, met me and said, "Stephen, come and work for me. I'm implementing a $50 million economic enclave project, and I need somebody with your drive and your push to make it happen." If you notice, throughout my career, I never applied for a job. I either took on a dare or people noticed me because of the passion and the basis of empathy that I had. So I took up this job at the Ministry of Finance. Immediately, with $50 million but with nothing to invest in, we found a 10,000 acre space in the Suchari area. We invested in it. I came up with a capital allocation strategy that had the Minister of Finance include for the very first time in the budget of any country $80 million to support the Mida Economic Enclave in Isuchari. If that wasn't enough, right after that, I realized that we had to create a zero-waste agricultural program so that none of the produce from what we were cultivating at these enclaves could go waste. And there, I met a beautiful young woman called Professor Kwapon and Professor Jack Doche, who said we had to go to the Songhai Center to see what they were doing in Benin. Now, the Songhai Center in Benin is the second largest employer in Benin behind MTN. They had created a zero-waste agricultural model that was feeding Benin and transforming the agricultural enclaves. We went there and were told that there is a woman, or an American woman in Ghana, who is implementing a similar program in Ghana, and so when I'm back, I have to go and meet her. So hurriedly, I came back to Ghana, and I was told that she works at the World Food Program, only to realize that she was the country director of the World Food Program. I went with a team, presented one of my best presentations as to why the Ministry of Finance, the United Nations World Food Program, and the Millennium Development Authority could collaborate to create this economic enclave. As soon as I was done with my presentation, all she said was, "Come and work for me." And so there and then, thank you. And so there and then, I secured my 4th job without applying. She saw passion, she saw empathy, she saw drive. And so I joined the World Food Program as the head of agriculture, and in just 2 years, from 2024 to date, I have single-handedly created the largest private sector development partner assistance program in the history of the UN. The agro champions, as we call them, are becoming tools by which we support 115,000 farmers and helping them reduce post-harvest losses in a country that generates $2 billion of post-harvest losses every single year. Immediately, I focused on agricultural education. And for the first time in the history of our country, not just the history of development partner assistance, we invested $1 million in 5 agricultural colleges and 6 colleges of agriculture across Ghana. We provided tractors, rice threshers, maize threshers. We repaired every single equipment in these colleges of agriculture and the schools of agriculture. And we also introduced career fair programs, irrigation management, and warehouse management in these colleges. For the very first time, a university like the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology that had 4,000 students sharing one tractor now had 4,000 students sharing 3 tractors. At least it's progress, right? And that was the foundation of my understanding that without ambition, you cannot rise up any ladder. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you here today to proffer the message that ambition is the mother of innovation. And as you sit here on this very important day, I do not only see educators and teachers only. I see the architects of our economic transformation. You, the educators. You, the teachers. You, the graduates. The Spirit of the Lord, I can assure you, is upon you. Because He has called you to bind the brokenhearted. He has called you to open the prison gates unto those who are bound. You must yearn to make a difference in Ghana and for Ghana. Your hunger for Ghana's transformation must outweigh your passion for food. Your passion for Ghana's transformation must outweigh your urge for sleep. Because without empathy, without a conscience, without passion, without initiative, without ambition, and without courage, you cannot transform any society. And so to the graduating class, I must say that there is nothing too hard for you. Absolutely nothing. And let me take you back a little into history. In the modest town of the Upper Volta, a young army captain rose not through privilege, but through responsibility. A young army captain lived a life not of excess and comfort, but rose one day to change the name of his country to Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara. And yes, you can. In the same modest town of the Congo, another postal clerk educated himself through lamplight and with sheer conviction rose to become his nation's first prime minister, Thomas Lumumba. Yes, you can. In the same modest town of Accra, a young, skinny, half-caste cadet with little more than conviction and courage dared to confront corruption. He stood trial under the shadow of execution and yet rose to become the nation's longest-serving leader, Jerry Rawlings. Yes, you can. In the same way, in the almost forgotten villages of the western region of Ghana, a young man dreamed and endured hardships, but returned to lead his country to independence, Kwame Nkrumah. And over 100 years ago, a 60-year-old woman who towered above the intimidation of ruthless oppression, especially when the spiritual covenant of her people were treated as ordinary furniture, chose dignity and honor over comfort and acceptance. Ya Santwa, yes, you can. And so, ladies and gentlemen, 15 years ago, a skinny kid with a funny name dared to transform the livelihoods of his educational sector. Today, he stands before you, poised to lead Ghana's agricultural destiny and its future. I believe in you, the class of 2026. God is on your side. The spirit of our forefathers is awakened in you. And I must say to you that leave no door unturned. Keep the passion up. Continue to thrive and strive. And God bless you and make our nation great and strong. Thank you.
After this passionate extempo delivery, give him a better round of applause. Give him a better round. Ladies and gentlemen, at congregation ceremonies in the university, one of the best graduating students is selected to deliver a valedictory message on behalf of the graduating class. for today's ceremony, we have Ms. Naomi Asare. Ms. Asare began her educational journey at Pure City International School in Ga Odumase, where her curiosity and love for learning were first nurtured. She proceeded to Winneba Senior High School, studying general arts from 2017 to 2020. Her dedication to academic excellence continued at the University of Ghana, where she pursued a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and Adult Education, graduating with a final grade point average of 3.88. Naomi's academic achievements have been complemented by valuable practical experiences that deepen her understanding of education and community engagement. She completed internships at the Supreme Court of Ghana and the Ghana Library Authority, gaining insights into intersections of law, education, and societal impact. Additionally, her participation in the Career and Leadership Program at Lingua Franca equipped her with essential skills to navigate professional challenges with confidence. Beyond the classroom, she is an avid reader and draws inspiration from the achievement of speeches of extraordinary women. Guided by a strong commitment to service, Naomi aspired to become a clinical psychologist and lecturer. She seeks not only personal excellence, but also to make a meaningful and lasting impact on the lives of those around her. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Naomi Asare.
Good morning once again, our distinguished gathering. Madam Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Provost of the College of Education, Deans and Heads of Departments, members of the College Advisory Board, members of Convocation, distinguished guest speaker, dear parents and guardians, fellow graduates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is truly an honor to stand before you today as the valedictorian for the February 2026 congregation ceremony. At the College of Education, 4 years ago, if someone had told me that I would be standing here addressing such a distinguished gathering, I might not have believed them. I was always the person who preferred to stay behind the scenes during group work, the one who would rather research, compile notes, and create slides than stand up and present. Public speaking, that was someone else's job. But here I am today, and it reminds me that life has a beautiful way of surprising us, stretching us beyond our comfort zones and revealing strength we never knew we possessed. Today, I stand here humbled and deeply honored, not just to speak for myself, but to speak for all of us who have grown, persevered, and triumphed together. We have completed 8 demanding semesters at this esteemed institution. We made it. And as we celebrate this milestone, let us acknowledge that it is by the grace of God that we stand here today. His guidance, His strength, and His unwavering presence have carried us through every challenge. And for that, we are eternally grateful. Now, before I continue, I want to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to those who have been the pillars of our journey, to our lecturers, tutors, administrators, and the entire university management. Thank you for your dedication, your wisdom, and unwavering support. You pushed us when we wanted to give up, challenged us when we grew comfortable, and believed in us even when we doubted ourselves. We also extend our deepest appreciation to our dear parents and guardians, whose sacrifices, prayers, and encouragement have made this day possible. Your love has been our anchor. Fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in celebrating them with a well-deserved round of applause. Four years ago, we walked through the gates of this university filled with hope, anxiety, and countless questions about what lay ahead. Today, we stand at a defining moment in our lives, not only celebrating our achievements, but reflecting on the incredible journey that has shaped us into the leaders we are becoming. This accomplishment was no small feat. We endured sleepless nights, spent preparing lessons and assignments, survived those dreaded 7:30 a.m. lectures that tested our commitment, navigated demanding group projects where compromise was key, and experienced the existential panic of realizing we still had 10 pages to write for a paper due in 3 hours. If that does not demonstrate our resilience and determination, I do not know what does. I have often heard the saying, you never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. But only today do I truly understand the depth of those words. History remembers the remarkable, and I am confident it will remember this graduating class. It would be an understatement to say we are simply special. We are extraordinary, and our impact will be felt for years to come. Throughout our time at the College of Education, University of Ghana, we have done far more than acquire knowledge. We have transformed. We faced challenges that taught us resilience, embraced diverse perspectives that broadened our worldview, and built friendships that will last a lifetime. These experiences have shaped us into graduates who are not only knowledgeable, but also compassionate, culturally aware, and deeply committed to making a difference in the lives of young people. We leave these halls prepared to step into the world, ready to inspire, to guide, and to shape the future. Our lecturers and mentors who have been more than instructors, they have been role models who showed us what it means to be passionate about education. They shared their wisdom generously, sparked our curiosity, and reminded us of the profound responsibility and privilege we hold as graduates. They taught us that education is not merely about transferring information, but about transforming lives, nurturing potential, and building a better society. As we stand at this threshold, I want to pause for a moment and truly reflect on where we are. We are young, filled with possibilities, armed with knowledge, and driven by purpose. Right now, we stand at the beautiful intersection of youth and wisdom, idealism and practicality. The world is waiting for us, and communities need our dedication. I can say with absolute certainty that we will make our mark in the world. The contributors to our success today are countless. Yes, our lecturers guided us, our families supported us, but let us also acknowledge our own efforts. The late night, the moments of doubt we pushed through, the determination that kept us going. We got ourselves here, and that is something to be incredibly proud of. I cannot wait to see where each of our paths will lead, the lives we will touch, and the change we will create as graduates. So, as we leave this place, I encourage you to embrace every opportunity that comes your way. Build meaningful relationships with your colleagues. Never stop learning and growing as graduates. Love what you do, give it your all, and make sure the legacy you leave is one that inspires future generations. Before I close, I would like to dedicate this moment to my beloved parents, Maneda Pachame, whose unconditional love and sacrifices have been my foundation. To my wonderful friends and steady partners who laughed with me during the good times and held me up during the difficult moments, thank you for being my support system. I am who I am today because of you, so please clock it. May God bless us all. Congratulations, class of 2025. I say with absolute conviction that we are destined for greatness. Long live Ghana, our motherland. Long live the University of Ghana. Long live the College of Education. Long live the graduating class of 2025. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Asare. A bigger round of applause. We now have a brief interlude. And to do us the honors, we have our own Ghana dance ensemble to perform the Bawa dance. This is a post-harvest dance performed by the people of Upper West Region. It is performed in celebration of bumper crop harvest. This dance has been selected for this morning's congregation to celebrate the achievements of the graduates and to encourage them to give of their best as they brighten the corners they may find themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bawa dance by our own Ghana Dance Ensemble. Thank you very much, Ghana Dance Ensemble, for that great performance. It's now time for the conferment of degrees. Before we do that, I have a few instructions for graduates. All graduating students are required to follow the instructions of our ushers and to remain in the auditorium until the ceremony is over. What it means is that you will not be allowed to go out until the ceremony is over. You are seated in the order in which you will be called. You will stand to be presented by the dean. When your degrees are conferred by the Chancellor, in this case, the Chancellor's representative, he will say to you, Anyeko, and your response will be, yeah, let's write, Anyeko. Great. You will then take your seats for the roll call. When your program is called, you are to walk up to the platform to be acknowledged in the order in which you are seated. Please follow the directions of the ushers. The platform party will rise to shake hands with students graduating with first class. When you approach the podium, ladies will curtsy and gentlemen will take a bow. Protocol demands that gentlemen take off their caps when they come to the podium, but ladies will keep their caps on. And so at this moment, I'll call upon the Dean of the School of Continuing and Distance Education to present graduates for the award of degrees. Graduates from the School of Continuing and Distance Education, please rise. Graduates, please stand up.
Chancellor of the University of Ghana, I, Professor Olivia Kwapong, Dean of the School of Continuing and Distance Education, present to you students of the School of Continuing and Distance Education who, having followed the approved courses of study over the stipulated period and passed the required examinations, have thereby become eligible for the academic awards to which their studies entitle them. I pray for the conferment of the award due them. Thank you.
Dean of the School of Continuing and Distance Education, by the authority vested in the Chancellor of the University of Ghana, I, John Dazimensa, representing the Chancellor of the University of Ghana, hereby pronounce the students presented duly graduated. School of Continuing and Distance Education, Ayeko.
Please sit. Bachelor of Arts, First Class Honors, Wellington Nanayao Edipaku. Peace Era Aku Ajaho, Derek Ajay, Makafui Akpanganu, Rachel Na Amele Akron, Ruth Love Akwaku, Atika Ali, Cecil Selom Amediku, Alex Amwaku Mensa, Richmond Amwafa, Jerrylyn Monique Na Day Amon, Shirley Nancy Amwa, Stephen Apekoran, John Arthur, Naomi Asari, Georgette Akosia Asari Mensah, Irene Awo Atakpa, Selina Sylvia Elom Ayebi, Emanuela Selina Aye. Michael Tete Doku, Francis Jabaku, Simplicia Koko Gome, Richard JB, Rashidu Karim, Millicent Ajele Kone, Raudat Larry Al Hassan, Atani Jennifer Mbe, Winifred Ofori, Emanuela Oforiwa, Daniel Opoku, Martin Owusu, Gertrude Mami Pokia, Elizabeth Cedro, Godfred Smith, Jessica Dufie Tokle, Collins Riafi Bediaku. Bachelor of Arts, Second Class Honors, Upper Division, Gloria Holali Aba, Fidelia Abalu, Michael Abanga, Sophia Aban, Elizabeth Abe, Nafisatu Abdul Rauf Larry, Jamila Abdul Hamid, Aminu Abdul Rahman, Joyce Latebia Abdullahi, Asana Abdullah, Gifty Irama Abeka, Nora Abuaji, Francis Abusa, Frida Ewia Achampong, Vanessa Nana Achampong, Paulina Aka, Samuel Akwa, Benedicta Akwa, Perpetual Akwa, Gloria Akwa, Gloria Latekai Adams, Richmond Apai Adams, Sandra Adai, Listowell Obeng Adai, Candice Efua Addison, Asiedu Kwajo Ado, Mavis Makafui Ado, Christian Adenku, Christian Akoli Adigbili, Philip Jasper Ajate, Irene Ajay, Felix Akpo Ajay, Doris Ajay, Godwin Elikplim Adobo, Raymond Kwame Adofo, Lilibet Maud Adople, Philomena Na Adu, Thomas Eduhini, Derek Adusu, Jerry Komla Azonu, Linda Afenu, Angela Emefa Afesi, Bismarck Efriye, Elom Agbema BSc, Vivian Agbema Nyayale, Christabel Agbesi Intibri, Janet Maupemo Agbleke, Edem Divine Agbodan, Robert Kwame Agboja, Famous Agboja, Benjamin Agri, Eunice Agri, Emmanuel Ejapon, Bismarck Ejari, Sandra Ajiman, Osea Jiman, Benedicta Ahiave, Peterson Ahliva Adiza, Hannah Eidu, Richard Eidu, Emilia Eidu, Roland Akabua, Jessica Akomanyi Boche, Francis Kwame Akpabli, Sarah Ajua Akroma, Louis Inshira Irajua Akwa, Lucy Amaka, Vicentia Mefia Amate, Eugenia Ajokafui Amedeke, Benis Love Amegbanu, David Amehiavi, Christabel Sicho Amemaso, William Corantin Amwa, Evans Amwa, Kezia Irama Amwa, Belinda Amwaku, Evelyn Amwaku Entry, Prisla Abna Adoma Amwaku Hene, Pearl Ama Amwatin, Sandra Kuoko Amon, Stephen Doe Ampedu, Kelvin Ebonimpong Amponsan, Prince Amponsan, Stella Akosia Amu, Veronica Amuzu, Sarah Anaman, Edwina Koko Anan, Rebecca Adoko Anan, Prince Owusu Anawot, Morris Razak Anawubisa, Kelvin Eko Ando, Sarah Enim, Sandra Eja Poma Enim, Bertha Ankun, Isaac Anan, Kingsley Anon, Beatrice Anpoma, Louis Yeboah Ansan, Judith Ansa Danso, Gifty Antard, Emmanuel Anti Anenkawa, Andy Chumberima Entry, Charity Entry Ajay, Frederick Kwame Apalu, Edrolali Akpekotu, Anastasia Apelete, Emmanuel Apia, Maxwell Yao Apia, Ruth Arthur, Abigail Arthur, Faustina Arthur Saki, Prince Kwejo Asamoah, Felix Asamoah, Benes Asanti, Comfort Ekia Jemfua Asanti, Pamela Abna Asanti, Rhoda Ashie, Abigail Asiedu. Mami Poma Asiedu, Banaman Boche Asiedu, Antoinette Abna Asiedu, Israel Atitusi, Emmanuel Eddie Atra, Eugene Atefua, Kingsley Badu Forsin Atuahini, Michael Atumi, Solomon Avoka, Rebecca Awate, Divine Awulaza, Prisla Anaman Ewa, Frank Mensa Awunyo, Frank Aziati, Divine Aziebu, Stafford Ba, Deborah Nabadu, Cecilia Bafo, Fushena Deborah Baji, Godfred Baden, Felix Beidu, Bepio Bamuni, Charles Ariana Tibawa, Zara Yusuf Bello, Richard Banning Benifo. Georgina Benson, Donovan Kosi Bismarck, Justice Beck Buedi, Kenneth Kish Kwame Buafo, Abigail Amabuachi, Edward Dodu Buachi, Joyce Buachiwa, Benedicta Jabba Buatima, Linda Akosia Buatin, Philip Bokoga, Anita Bonsu, Rhoda Nabo Leborti, Deborah Brenya, Samuel Ni Doku Crab, Vicentia Fafali W, Justice Dazi, Charity Lebene Daku, Rebecca Dakwan, Suraya Dawood, Noah Kobi Dejo, Christiana Derban, Catherine Dickens, Joshua Gameli Jabeng, Catherine Koyo Jamatei, Baba Jiracho, Jonathan Doe, Daniel Dompe, Charity Dohana, Millicent Marina Dortmo, Paulina Dowu, Clinton Oforidia, Oscar Elisha Komla Dumenyo, Eusebia Dramina, Sarah Chuekedaye, Delight Jansi, Stephen Kwasi Janyipo, Barbara Fafali Jikunu, Bismarck Ejohoho, Jane Irajua Egan, Angela Eklu, Charles Eko, Raphael Kwame Opoku Enchia, Bright Ensi, Ebenezer Eshen, Comfort Eson, Vincent Esuman, Emmanuel Jan Finawa, Nimatu Fokuo, Abraham Foli, Nanaya Frempong. Isaac Nana Frempong, Naomi Gabuja, Wisdom Yao Bogla, Bright Gakpo, Seth Bomita Fedison, Ruth Benis Goe, Sharon Akofa Go, Blessing Anabna Graham Ampofu, Frank Kwesi John, Sarah John, Tracy Dufie Jesse, Jamilatu Hakibu, Collins Kofi Hammond, Beatrice Hansen, Shelter Sefako Hehetro, Frederick Hunu Osabuti, Faisal Nindini Idrisu, Helen Manandu Inamping, Eric Inkum, Lena Ketty, Sophia Chocho Colley, Deborah Na Adekote, Benedicta Adekote Nikwe, Harrison Kwame Kwabiti, Walasi Ajokpogo, Joseph Franz Krampa, Godwill Krieger, Elizabeth Mawenya Kudemo, Favor Antoinette Abna Kudo, Joyce Mausi Kumaho, Susanna Azuma Kun, Augustina Kwatin, Belinda Chira, Priscilla Kafui Lamti, Lillian Odale Lamti, Joyce Lina Lamle Lamti, Augustina Labi, Thelma Teko Labi, Amos Asuma Late, George Mate Lai, Samuel Loko, Frederica Georgina Lutrot, Deborah McCarthy, Rabiatu Mama, Felix Asarimante, Elizabeth Menu, Kezia Kokomate, Yvette Mauko, Emmanuel Adimensa, Rachel Ajele Mensa, Sophia Ano Mensa, Juliana Mensa, Deborah Sonia Ajele Mensa, Portia Metope, Ramatu Musa, Kingsley Nana Ofei Miles, Wilhelmina Nadu Jifanarti, Sukaraju Hamza Nasiru, Buete Nene Bueno, Joel Eskin Nimafo, Ajiman Nkansa, Godfred Nkansa, King Kobna Nkrumah, Augustus Insin, Rebecca Kwe Nokignuete, Deborah Nunu, Abdul Salim Nuruddin, Michael Nyami, Stacy Ekiala Bianyaku, Francis Marfo Nyanku, Teresa Akunyave, Vida Tue Kuo Nyumute, Salivia Obin, Teresa Obri, Enoch Odum, Samuel Che Ofori, Laurentia Kennis Ofori, Frederick Apia Ofosu, Bright Frimpon Ofosu, Faustina Ofori Ohene, Beatrice Ama Ochri, Albert Opoku, Kofi Senior Opoku, Hilda Opong, Florence Aku Osei, Helen Osei Buachi, Charles Fifi Otabel, Priscilla Otitiaku, Esther Owusu, Joseph Ajay Owusu, Albert Junior Owusu, Irene Sechiwa Owusu, Daniel Owusu, Sarafina Owusu Ansan, Mariam Owusu Ansan, Veronica Oye, Gershon Kwekupi Gold, James Pintu, Gregory Kobna Kwansa, Ebenezer Kwansa, Mercy na Mele Kwashi, Evelyn Kwashi, Eurydice na Kowa Kwe, Edith na Aika Akuoko Kwe, Judith na Ayoko Akwele Kwe, Abdul Hamid Mensa Kwe, Marshall Kweyson Senalo, Adamu Razak, Namwi Young Sayang, Chris Nibano Saki, Akuoko Helena Saki, Gabing Ni Sakifio, Godfred Kwamina Seigo, Tabitha Sechijan, Mubarak Salifu, Shalia Salifu, Nuruddin Mohammed Salifu, Hadiza Salihu, Jacob Sala, Cornelius Yao Sedohia, Francisca Segbefia, Diana Sewa, Mohammed Salisu Shaibu, Eugenia Araba Simpson, Abdullahi Sulemana, Salamatu Sumana, Abraham Techi, Elom Amanda Tamaklu, John Kobna Taylor, Emmanuel Tekpo, Love Tetera, Kezia Tetefio, Cassandra Tieku, Grace Tomechi, Vicentia Ajochi Kata, Grace Tometi, Vicentia Ajochikata, Ohene Jan Chumesi, Ruth Vanderpoy Afum, Juliana Nayedin Waja, Jeffata Wilberforce, Andrew Parkwesi Wilson, John Obed Kwame Womeno, Esi Adamaya Moa, Phyllis Yeboah, Moses Yeboah, Linda Abna Yeboah, Mohammed Yusuf, Evelyn Amaziko.
Bachelor of Arts, second class Hannes, lower division. Wilhelmina Abeka, Janice Walinam Abalo, and Kesiwa Abankwa, Peggy Equia Sapoma Abam, Abdul Hakim Abam, Feliatu Abdul Salam, Mushrafa Abdul Malik, Alberta Ayangma Abiko, Barnabas Maula War Ablode, Winfred Ablodepe, Comfort Adobia Abwaje, Mavis Esinam Abochi, Christian Abochi Achu, Ochri Yamwa Abraham, Benjamin Kojo Abraham, Madia Abu, Kaburatu Abubakar, Michael Duncan Achiampong, Solomon Kuneju Achiampong, Ernestina Achiampong, Emmanuel Che Echao, Sarah Aka, Henry Aqua, Isaac Aqua, Jessica Aqua, Francis Aquamensa, Salom Papa Adabla, Sakina Adams, Linda Adanuti, Zasulish Asantua Adai, Millicent Adai, Isaac Ado, Helena Ado, Pelas Nanayao Ado, Emmanuel Adokwe Ado, Alberta Akuye Ade, Solomon Tete Ade, Aishetu Tracy Adedia, Benedicta Adaifio, Nicolina Akosia Adiabu, Gloria Operibia Ajay, Michael Ajay, Amos Ajay, Andrews Tete Ajete, Juliet Achai Ajete, Godwin Ajololo, Vanessa Elom Adum Saba, Sandra Owusu Aduma, Kofi Adumaku, Amanda Awimpoka Adombiri, Clifford Kojo Adoku, Anthony Edu, Amanda Eduminta, Alfred Eduyeboa, Franklin Anamena Edua, Sharon Eduako, Isaac Pipra Edusei, Solace Aja, Kakali Johnson Ajamwa, Edna Afari, Fitness Afo, Charity Na Afote, Emmanuel Kofi Agbali Asabri, Millicent Nana Equia Agbantie, David Agbi, Joseph Agbokache, Asha Agbozo, Nana Kwansima Agri, Francisca Etonam Agbeligbe, Patience Dede Ago, Esther Anima Ejei, Lawrence Kisiedu Ajekum, Henrietta Sewa Ajekum, Pamela Naomi Ejimai, George Nkrumah Ajari, Albert Dalali Ahafia, Anthony Ahiable, Ebenezer Yate Ahinakwa, Emmanuel Ahoso, Isaac Dede Eidu, Louis Eidu, Saliaman Jojo Eidu, Suleiman Jojo Eidu, Constant Akabigo, Rita Akaho, Edith Akakpo, Delphine Bema Akasi, Helena Kabuki Akli, Christiana Echa Akoto, Maufemo Aku, Chelsea Mami Kurama Equiamwa, Clinton Nyanyo Akwete, Faustina Akwete, Rashida Al-Hassan, Azariatu Napari Al-Hassan, Letitia Alibaba, Prisla Aku Alote, Lorraine Nadede Ama, Julius Kwame Amanie Nani, Irene Dede Taiko Amankwa, Perpetua Amankwatia, Amele Ama, Patrick Ninote Amate, Gifty Amelo, Rita Mami Abba Amesi, Gladys, please allow your friends to hear their names, please. The noise is too much, we beg you. Gladys Amesime, Fortune Akos Amewude, Wisdom Kwame Ameuga, Godfred Ofori Emisa, Emmanuel Yao Aka Amwa, Josephine Amwa, Godfred Yabua Amwa, Emmanuel Nana Kwame Amwa, Monique Ena Amon, Godfred Ni Ashi Amon, Prince Ampabin, Elliot Ampo, Beresford Amponsa, Benjamin Sylvester Amponsa, Henrietta Amponsa, Jonathan Amponsem, Emmanuel Anaba, Edward Anabia, Israel Enam, Fusheni Abel Anchiri, Rosina Anderson, Samuel Eko Anderson, Precious Arabia, Janet Ainen, Ellen Ankama, Kwesi Esuman Ankra, Ivina Lamioko Anan, Felix Kofi Anobil, Lillian Pokia Anof Into, Loretta Ansa, Eugenia Ansa, Eunice Ansa, Letitia Ansa, Lois Oforiwa Ansa, Loretta Asamoah, Doris Ama Anson, Abigail Enchi, Rhoda Ajua Enchi, Ernestina Enchi, Anastasia Pokua Enchi, Moses Ayangri, Mariam Cecil Anya, Ivy Sunu Ampambila, Gifty Akosia Apia, Blaise Nana Kofi Akun, Theophilus Akofo, Prince Kwesi Atta, Mohammed Atta, Na Dede Mokobi Ayi, Eugenia Aku Dede Ayi, Bright Asamoah Opong, Stella Asanti, Olivia Asantiwa, Belinda Equia Asantiwa, Doreen Asantiwa, Gladys Asari, Michael Everlove Asari, Hannah Oniwa Asari, Michael Asari, Mary Ohiniwa Asatuni, Godfred Ashabi, Victoria Tachi Ashite, Celestine Anson, Celestina Ashon, Dinah Ashon, Rosemary Sewa Esiama, Daniel Boatin Asiedu, Felicia Erabna Asiedu, Philippa Asiedu, Malik Asrifi, Collins Asamoah, Louisa Asogboro, Kwesi Emmanuel Atenka Abuaje, Colbert Atindogo, Xavier Atoklo, Candice Dede Jaflina Acheku, Perpetual Achuche, Loretta Esinam Atta, Julius Atta, Felix Ajijo Atta, Janet Atta Kurantima, Philip Atipo, Goni, Rebecca Enyonam Aveji, Eunice Etonam Avejijo, Timothy Kofi Ewa, Abdul Salam Awudu, Douglas Awuku Agboja, Isaac Awume, Philippa Amponye Ayimbila, Albertina Aye, Patrick Ayikpa, Gloria Akologo Ayinga, George Canton Azindo, Esther Befi, Daniel Afari Jr. Bam, Portia Afrankuma Bam, Beatrice Ama Jamei Bam, Jacob Kwabna Ajiman Dia Bafo, Charles Kofi Bafo, Nana Abba Baden, Nathaniel Baden Bruce, Emmanuel Beidu, Esther Na Amwa Bezi Alote, Bernard Banfo, Jennifer Banahine, Wisdom Bansa, Alex Nabil Boza, Priscilla Enchiwa Befi, Elijah Boatima Batibmena, Matthias Kojo Bedi, Felicia Aram Afi Bediakum, Bright Derry Baka, Rita Bequin, Jessica Bequin, Magdalene Delia Bena, Henrietta Kumi Bisiu, Daniel Blay, Rebecca Blematisa, Clifford Mensa Boadi, Kwesi Bafo Asari, Janet Boahima, Francisca Boahima, Emmanuel Brahim, Inkunim Kurantima Boahim, Jessica Rebecca Boasinke, Eugenia Owusua Boateng, Henry Boateng, Rose Akosua Boateng, Jacqueline Menu Boateng, Belinda Ya Jesiwa Boateng, Eric Bodo, Phinehas Bote Bokete, Hannah Bote, Eric Clotte, Antoinette Abina Cornelius, Nana Ama Sewa Crinsel, Vanessa Benjamin Dazi, Francis Dagbana, Alfred Dachi, Olivia Frimpong Dankwa, Mary Shawudiesu Dankwa, Stella Ajimai Danso, Stanley Daku, Sandra Daku, Portia Daku, Rosemont Nyamiwa Date, Ophelia Dasobre, Gideon Deho, Cynthia Day, George Atafua Denchem, Sandra Doe, Evelyn Dobache, Priscilla Donko, Joanita Ama Donko, Bryant Edem, Auguste Done, Abigail Donto, Jessica Elom Donu, Elizabeth Dola, Martin Kwame Dolagbenu, Grace Na Ayele Dosu, Emma Portia Dia Apusiga, Fafa Dufe, Bernice Jamina, Emmanuel Disa, John Eshan, Mary Otiwa Equia Ekuban, Sylvester Engman, Philip Ezo, Rahel Esi Eshon, Johnson Everlasting, Lawrence Money Ehia, Abigail Equia Sachibia Ehia, Philomena Grace Forson, Isaac Dapa Frimpong, Erasmus Ganye, Bridget Efua Gezi, Abednego Gakpo, Philemon Bafa, Emmanuel Kofi Gomenu, Priscilla Ama Gura, Quinsta Jesse, Jonas Yao Jesse, Maxwell Jima, Naomi Hagan, Joshua Boateng Hansen, Dania Hashim, Philomena Heduvo, Foster Yao Heje, Eugenia Hoffman, Gloria Efua Enche Hoodbrook, Abigail Homeli, Eunice Hotito, Asiwome Yawa Hughes, Emmanuel Humali, Samira Ibrahim, Abdul Fatau Ibrahim, Lukman Fongo Isa, Leila Isifu, Alice Sunatu Isifu, Paulina Tene Isifu, Martin Japa, Amos Samefa Jefferson, Fati Jobila, Moses Kweku Kadro, Augustina Kakraba, Evelyn Obein Kankam, Emanuela Akpene Kayagui, Rodina Sewa Kakari, Samson Khalifa, Matilda Lucy Clea, Emmanuel Mauli Klomani, Eric Morrison Klu, Christian Ajay Klufio, Labelle Equia Kobi, Ernestina Komfa, Rexford Kuram, Samuel Debra Kurantin, Joseph Kone, Akla Regina Kubi, Carolina Memunatu Kula, Eugenia Kumi, Magdalene Ata Pau, Lucy Kwatin, Peter Akwete Kwete, Erajua Pra Kofi, Pamela Na Lamte, Bernice Lamte, Richmond Labi, Juliet Latile Labi, Patience Sumahum Lobora, Robert Logosu, Kezia Lovell, Nicholas Luchot, Esia Atule Malenka, Amanda Wanawome Mambisi, Joseph Machi, Thomas Tanlibu Menu.
Richard Mafo, Joy Elton Mafo, Priscilla Mrekua Mafo, Xavier Semeko Mati, Vicentia Mawena, Judith Imbri Ocheri, John Obomens, Richard Mensah, Helmink Mensah, Eugene Mensah, Dorcas Mensah, Antoinette Mensah, Joyce Mensah, Priscilla Mensah, Charlotte Mensah, Agnes Ajua Mensah, Jessica Mensah, Osei Mensah, Christopher Sowa Mensah, Michael Mensah, Aseye Meloko, Alexandra Michelle, Kudus Mohammed, Ali Al Hassan Mohammed, Eunice Molaja, Mary Neyman, Patience Nana Enchiwa, Gladys Na, Lydia Nati, Salis Nasif, Mercy Nimola Indoba, Jamila Nebi, Sheila Nelson, Arabateria Newton, Enoch Yabi Nilimo, Salome Nkansa, Frank Safo Nkansa, Arjun Joseph Nkansa, Meshach Nkroma, Shireen Fatia Nkroma, Deborah Inkum, Noah Kwame Nomo, Mary Ayoko Norte, Helena Insenyieni, Christiana Anyima Nuno, Prince Tete Nyame, Patience Abla Nyamedi, Christian Edem Nyamenyo, Christabel Nyanzu, Lucy Eliklim Nyakun, Ivy Kukwa Nyakun, Grace Ama Jesiwa Nyinaku, Mercy Ado Obin, Rebecca Equiamwa Obin, David Obin, Frank Obin Ajimai, Erica Obimpe, Richard Obri, Frederick Obri Eboa, Janet Obri Eboa, Edmond Nina Kun Okwe, Sarah Abina Okran, Prince Asifu Odame, Martin Odame, Lucia Ache Odamton, Elizabeth Ajua Odei, Beatrice Odole Odoi, Samilia Latele Odoi Conal, Evans Odro, Eric Odro, Millicent Amonobia Ofe, Emmanuel Ofori, Samuel Eje Ofori, Kwesi Ofori, Jennifer Abena Ofori, Elion Ofori Mensa, Emanuela Abena Oforiwa, Solomon Edu Ofosu, Sandra Atobi Ofosua, Justina Ashon Ofosua, Florence Na Amele Okai, Daniel Buawolo Okata, Caleb Afoteni Oakley, Cecilia Maku Oakley, Paulina Okueji, Agnes Ochri, Kweku Ochri Boache, Caleb Ochri Jan Osei, Ernestina Ochri Bia, Sandra Oninku, Felicia Onoma, Nicholas Opare Kwache, Judith Odi Opoku, Patricia Opoku, Yvonne Kakra Opoku, Francis Opoku, Jennifer Opoku Inti, Portia Nanama Opon, Winifred Asabia Osei, Regina Osei, Felicia Osei, Evelyn Osei, Prince Morgan Osei, Joyce Echampon Osei, Wendy Efriye Osei, Felixander Sowa Osekri, Salo Osman, Joel Ban Ochri, Yas Antwa Ochri, Samuel Akwanfo Ochri, Sahid Kumi Otu, Emmanuel Owusu, Elizabeth Owusu, Janet Owusu, Derek Owusu, Grace Dede Akosua Pabi, Mavis Patu, Aisha Penda, I Botio Foster Pifa, Victoria Mamle Pintu, Gifty Ajo Posu, Amanda Bokuma Kwansa, Gifty Na Kwaufio, Samodo Kwashi, Niyo Kai Korte, Eugenia Na Kwale Korte, Deborah Na Kokokwe, Evans Quason, Erica Amasabi, Michael Edusaki, Isaac Sakifio, Samira Salifu, Akos Samaku, Diensta Kobi Elom Sakudake, Gabriel Marie Sapon, Gabriel Fosuhine Soya, Ernestina Siani Hia, Derek Kwao Segbefia, Salia Seidu, Ruby Sechi, Cynthia Elom Sepenu, Priscilla Sewa, Yvonne Nakwa Leshang, Adaratu Shiraz, Caleb Kojo Siang, Anochu Simon, Rosiwu, Margaret Smart Abbey, Amos Sniper, Maria Soma, David Sosu, Wisdom Suka, Osman Tego, Emmanuel Tewia, Douglas Tewia, Isaac Tewia Mensa, Michael Hefute, Joseph Tinkwine, Mabel Tete, Solomon Tete, Ishmael Ni Ajete Tete, Elizabeth Tete, Juliana Tete, Gifty Tete, Jennifer Dede Tete, Mavis Tete, Gifty Dede Tete Baji, Abigail Tekwo Te, Maxwell Nanate, Maria Timothy, Joel Saforo Tinkwine, Emmanuel Anana Matoga, Daniel Chohe, Nash Elom Tumawu, Elizabeth Joche Texan, Rosemary Trefo, Benedicta Ajua Chumjai, Jewu, Herbert Wola Vejonu, Esinam Abla Vojogbe, Desmond Vula, Wilhelmina Awowaja, Vanessa Na Dede Welbeck, Thomas Wellington, Joseph Lawe Wewe, Daniel Kojo Wiafi, Kojo Wolasime, Mary Mensa, Wood, Mary Mensah Wood, Esther Yabo, Rabiatu Yaya Amin, Swale Yakubu, Rafa Sedek Yakubu, Asana Apunyo Yakubu, Ekuba Laura Yankee, Precious Yaudem, Lina Ekufu Yeboa, Mary Chinewa Yeboa, Nelly Poma Yeboa, Joseph Akurubila Yedu, Ezekiel Kofi Yesuto, Mary Asantiwa Yirenchi, Abdul Razak Zakaria, Abdul Karim Zakaria, Abdul Gafaru Zakaria, Calvin Kwesizu, Linda Zulu. Bachelor of Arts, 3rd class honors. Priscilla Echampong, Barbara Na Adole Ado, Eric Odai Afote, Divine Donu Aglo, Grace Akpenye Ago, Elizabeth Ajemai, Bridget Eidu, Edem Akoto, Emilia Womona Aloy, Derek Amate Ama, Samuel Ni Amaboy, Samuel Eduse Apia, Sheila Kajal Arthur, Barbara Arthur, Grace Maku Atripe, Mary Esi Jachi, Abubakar Hussein, Mariama Karim Mohammed, Farid Lamti, Ernest Imba Alemia, Angelina Odum, Godwin Makafui Ousu, Mabel Dokas Paddy, Christiana Saba, Gloria Say, Esther Afi Tete, Abdul Hakim Tuahi, Kurubasu Sekina Yakubu. Okay. Bachelor of Arts, pass. Beta Semeglo, Napoleon Agbodo Tuji.
Thank you very much, Deans, representative of the Chancellor. Thank you very much. Congratulations to you all. Clap for yourselves. You have now been officially graduated and the new you are the newest alumni of the University of Ghana. You now have the bragging rights as graduates of the premier university. As graduates, you may now switch your tassels of your cap to the left. I urge you all to do your best wherever you find yourselves and to be worthy ambassadors of the University of Ghana. Once again, congratulations on your achievements, and we wish you very well. I now call upon the Chancellor's representative to give the closing remarks and dissolve congregation, after which the Public Affairs Officer of the College of Education will make a few announcements. A bigger round of applause for you all. Let's welcome the Chancellor's rep to give his closing remarks.
Members of the University Council, Vice Chancellor and other officers of the university, guest speaker, members of convocation, staff and students, alumni, new graduates, guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. As we end this ceremony, I would like to salute all those who have worked hard to ensure a successful event, particularly those who played various roles in the planning and organization of today's event, as well as the 16 other congregation ceremonies that are taking place this week. To the fresh graduates, you have worked hard over the periods that you have been students at the university, and you deserve all the laurels that you have acquired. I congratulate you all on your achievements and urge you to be worthy ambassadors of your alma mater. May the education and skills you have acquired at this university guide and inspire your path, and may your journey be defined by success, fulfillment, and a meaningful, lasting impact on the world. I wish you success in your future endeavors, and be guided by the university's core values of integrity, commitment, respect, and loyalty. Congratulations once again. Go out into the world with pride, purpose, and the knowledge that you are well prepared to make a difference. To our guest speaker for today, Mr. Stephen Inshira Odatefio, we appreciate your presence and participation in the ceremony and your kind words to our fresh graduates. Thank you all for joining us for today's ceremony. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is now my duty to declare this congregation ceremony officially dissolved. Thank you.
Thank you most sincerely, Mr. John Dadzi Mensah, representative of the Chancellor, for those inspiring and encouraging words to our new graduates. On behalf of University Management, we extend our sincere appreciation to all who have joined us today, both here at the Great Hall and those participating virtually. We are especially grateful to the Ghana Dance Ensemble for their vibrant and captivating performances, which have enriched today's ceremonies. Graduates, congratulations once again. A round of applause for you all, please. As you step into the next phase of your lives, we urge you to give your very best in all that you do. Let integrity and excellence guide you, and wherever life leads you, strive to leave a positive impact. Please stay connected with your alma mater and share your success stories with us. We look forward to celebrating your achievements on all our official platforms. Before recession, please take note of a few announcements. After the university anthem, all graduates and guests are requested to remain standing while the platform party recesses. Graduates will then file out row by row and proceed to the Vice-Chancellor's court, where we have the bust of our former Vice-Chancellors for the official group photograph. We kindly request our valedictorian to follow the platform party directly and join the front row for the photograph. The platform party and members of convocation will retire to the Vice-Chancellor's lodge. The valedictorian, together with two of her guests, are invited to join the platform party and members of convocation at the Vice-Chancellor's lodge after the photographs. Please be informed that accredited commercial photographers are stationed at the following designated locations: the Exit Quadrangle, located behind the Commonwealth Hall and situated between the Cash Office and the Internal Audit Directorate. The grassy area near the Information Technology Directorate, ITD, formerly known as UGCS. The Samuel Kenneth Abwa Recreational Quadrangle, that is behind the BAM Library. Graduates are urged to engage only photographers with official accreditation endorsed with the stamp of the Public Affairs Directorate. We strongly advise you not to engage the services of unauthorized roaming photographers, as the university cannot guarantee receipt of your pictures. Graduates, as you share your congregation pictures online today, kindly remember to use the official congregation hashtags displayed on the screens. Hashtag UG Congregation, hashtag UG Class of 2026. Once again, hashtag UG Congregation, hashtag UG Class of 2026. We urge you to kindly return your gowns to the designated collection points after your photographs to avoid any late submission penalties as previously communicated. Please turn with me to page 75 of your brochure. You will find a congratulatory message from the chair of the University of Ghana Alumni Association, together with an invitation to all graduates to join the University of Ghana Alumni Association. Kindly scan the QR code below the message, complete the brief form, and become part of the distinguished network of alumni of Ghana's premier university. On page 66 to page 72 of your brochure, you will also find a list of postgraduate programs available at the university. The College of Education have introduced a lot of demand-driven postgraduate programs. Permit me to mention a few. MA, MPhil, and PhD in Communication Studies, MA, MPhil, and PhD in Information Studies, MA in Strategic Communication, MA, MPhil in Adult Education, PhD in Adult Education and Human Resource Studies, MA, MPhil in Development Education, MA in Distance Education and E-Learning, MA, MPhil in HIV/AIDS Management, that's distance, MA, MPhil in Human Resource Development, MA, MPhil in Education, MA, MPhil in Educational Leadership and Management, among others. We cordially invite you to return and pursue postgraduate studies with us. Please also share this opportunity with your friends and loved ones, as well as your families, and invite them to explore the university's postgraduate courses. Before leaving the hall, we encourage you to ensure that you have not left any personal belongings behind. Kindly also remember to take along your brochures. Thank you very much for your attention. Please rise for the university anthem.